Welcome one and all to this week's episode of Seahawk Central News. I'm Corin Sponsler.
I'm DellaBadia. This week we'll be taking a look at a formal ceremony in honor of UNCW's Chancellor,
along with a policy problem that may interfere with film studies majors graduating. Stay tuned because Seahawk Central News starts right now.
UNCW Chancellor Jose Sartarelli began his position July 1st and has now had his formal ceremony appointing him as Chancellor. His installation occurred Thursday, March 31st at 10:30 a.m. on the Hoggard Hall lawn. In his installation address, Sartarelli spoke about his strategic plans for UNCW to add to graduate programs, strengthen education, and enroll more freshmen and transfer students with higher test scores and of more diverse backgrounds.
Students gathered at the UNCW amphitheater to advocate against an offensive word. The Association of Recreational Therapy Students, or ARTS, spoke out to end the use of what they are calling the R word in reference to the word retard. Their event titled Spread the Word to End the Word took place on Wednesday, March 23rd. The organization invited UNCW students to take the pledge and sign their banner to show their support in ending the use of the R word. The goal of ARTS is to raise awareness for the individuals they help and the growth of recreational therapy.
This week, students in the Film Studies Department were notified by UNCW administrators of a lapse in their insurance policy. Both students and departmental faculty found out that their liability insurance policy does not cover activities on locations off of campus. In an email to film majors, Department Chair Dave Monahan informed students to notify their off-site locations, as some places will not work with the students without this insurance. This change could affect student projects, including deadlines, due dates, and graduations. Film students, however, continue to be offered prop and equipment rental insurance.
I scream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream, specifically Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Co-founder of Ben & Jerry's Homemade Incorporated, Jerry Greenfield, spoke at UNCW on Wednesday, March 30th, as a part of the Leadership Lecture Series during UNCW's Business Week. Greenfield and business partner Ben Cohen have a popular and unique success story in the creation of their prosperous and creative ice cream business.
Hi, I'm Laura Rojas, and I'm here with Jared Greenfield. He is visiting UNCW for UNCW's Business Week and the lecture series tonight at Bernie Center. And he's here to just answer a couple questions for us about his story and some things that we're curious about.
And ice cream. We're going to talk about ice cream, Ben & Jerry's, the Dub. We're going to talk about everything.
Thank you so much for meeting with us today. My first question for you is just what your story is. How did you and Ben come up with the concept for the company, and how did that come about, just for anyone who's curious about that?
Ben and I are friends from junior high school. We met in 7th grade when we were 13 years old. We met running around the track together because we were the two slowest, fattest kids in the class. And after I went to college and never got into medical school, and Ben dropped out of several colleges, we were failing at everything we were trying to do, and we thought, well, why don't we do something with food? And we just picked a homemade ice cream parlor.
This week was UNCW's 3rd annual Pre-Professional Student Week. The goal of the week was to help pre-health and pre-law students better prepare for their futures. These students had the opportunity to meet professionals, learn more about the application process, and improve skills necessary to stand out to a graduate program. The highlights of the week included a pre-health school expo, student recognition reception, workshops, and seminars.
April 12th welcomes the 13th annual Wilmington Information Technology Exchange. This program that focuses on sharpening computer skills occurs 2 to 7:30 p.m. in the Computer Systems Building. Along with computer programming workshops and presentations, students also have the opportunity to meet and greet regional professionals in the information technology field. Ann Buff from the SAS Institute appears as this year's keynote speaker.
The UNCW Department of Theater's newest performance centers around a young boy troubled by bullies and depression, called The Fourth Graders Present an Unnamed Love Suicide. The play focuses on 4th grader Johnny's suicide note, which is performed as a play by his classmates, a play within a play. According to the UNCW's theater page, director and UNCW senior Mackenzie Kirkeman said, "I'll definitely take some people out of their comfort zones, but sometimes in order to make a change, you have to be uncomfortable." The show began Thursday, March 31st and runs until Sunday, April 3rd in the Culture Arts Building.
The Communication Studies Department presents the premiere of Just Us, Our Stories of Social Justice. Each performer will theatrically share their autobiographical stories and views on what they believe to be the social injustices of our society. The premiere occurs at 7 p.m. on April 5th in Lutzy Hall, room 125. The second and last showing occurs at 7 p.m. on April 19th at Old Books on Front Street. After each showing will be an open discussion with audience members. All those working on the production are enrolled in the Storytelling and Culture class taught by Communication Studies professor Dr. Ann Scott. These students participated in every aspect of creating, producing, researching, and advertising the production.
For this week's Student Spotlight, one student submitted a few words from the Christian theologian and philosopher St. Augustine. "Men go abroad to wonder at the heights of mountains, at the huge waves of the sea, at the long courses of the rivers, at the vast compass of the ocean, at the circular motions of the stars. And they pass by themselves without wondering."
You can be our eyes and ears on campus and in the Port City area. Send us any bits of information you would like us to report on or investigate, as well as submit your photos and quotes, all to tealtvnews@gmail.com.
The time comes for us to sign off this week's episode of Seahawk Central News. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Laura DellaBadia.
And I'm Corin Sponsler. Have an excellent weekend, and as always, continue soaring high, Seahawks.